Oh, hello everyone. Patriot 5 here at Patriot 6's house, doing our regular call. We have some information tonight that I think is pretty good. Uh, at least, at least it's information to give us hope. I want to talk to the kids. I want to take a moment, though, to wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas Eve. And as I leave, well, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. For me, I'm going to make it a Merry Christmas because that's what I was taught to do by my parents many years ago when we didn't have much at all. And times haven't changed that much, but they were supposed to. We're going to talk about why they didn't change and what's going on because we don't really know. And we're just going to try to have a little fun, give you guys the opportunity to do a little chatting for 45 minutes to an hour with friends, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, and then we'll go get this done. There is something that maybe something is in the works of happening because I've been doing these shows now. It will be 6 years that I did my first show. Excuse me, on March 5th of 2026. It will be 6 years. At that time, in that 6 years, all I ever said was the very first video I did to send it to 12 people, just if I can touch one person. And we've touched a lot of people and we've made a few people not like us so much. And as the song said, they went their own way. But that's all I've ever tried to do here. But I followed a lot of people who have a lot more information than I do, or they think they do. I've never once I've never once come on and said I'm under an NDA. I've never once come on and asked for money. I've never once did anything like that. I do simple shows for family. And that being said, following people like Charlie Ward, David Rodriguez, Juan O'Savin, um, Julia and Carly, two amazing young women who they couldn't stay in it no longer because they had given up their jobs and they couldn't live. They're from down under and they just had to do something where they could make money. And they didn't want to make it like some of the people I've already mentioned wanted to make it. I followed Mark Z and so many people. Bruce on a big call. And I followed Bruce on a big call many, many, many years. But never did I ever think we'd get to a big call on the Thursday night of Christmas and Bruce would do a call. I had not listened to Bruce last night. Ron said it was one of his better ones. I haven't listened to it. I do have the reading, so the things that I read will be as new to me as they are to you. But that being said, uh, the fact that Bruce is doing a call tomorrow and some of the things we're going to share with you about the Restored Republic, which I want to talk about that with Judy. She had an amazing show today, and I want to talk about that. But let's do the pledge and say the music, play the music, and then we'll get back to this. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take 3 forget. Don't give it to me, and I got to stand next to you if it hurts today. 'Cause it means say so. What? To the hills of Tennessee. It crawls the plains of Texas. Oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston to LA.
And I'm gonna tell him, I said, guys, listen, nobody wants to, you know, yeah, you're not gonna much trust. Oh, I should have given you something. No. Trust me. You don't put no effort in. Let's just see the full standing is really nothing. So, I see, yeah. They give me something. Yeah. You put on the cost. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American. Got my Santa Claus shirt on, got my Santa Claus hat on.
Looking for someone to chat with?
So far today, Christmas Eve, been a pretty good day.
Also
So several years ago, Ron and myself, we started a tradition. We started going over to this little restaurant tavern in Essex, Illinois. They have amazing burgers. Well, Ron wasn't able to go this year. But we've kept the tradition going. My son and his wife and 2 kids went. My daughter, her husband, Grandma Bo's grandson, and their 3 kids. We all went over there and we had an amazing time. We had a really good time, and I brought Ron burgers home and even brought Dasher a burger home. So Linda, if you're watching the show tonight, yes, I took care of Dasher with one of them special burgers. Oh, it was funny. It was so good when I took the hamburger for Dasher apart and put it on her plate. Oh, she ate it. But the bun had that juices in it. So I thought, well, let's tear the bun up here and see what we can do. And I did. Oh my God. She ate that as fast. But it was a good time. And sometimes, guys, it's good to have traditions. And I really believe we're sitting here as a family, as a group, that we're about ready to start some traditions, because I really believe, as the song says, what's about to happen, nothing's going to stop us now. Now, there is some things that I want to talk about not being tonight and tomorrow, and I'm not going to get negative. I'm just going to express my opinion. But then I want to talk about Judy and what she had to say, and the reason what she's doing now. And there's just different things. that I really want to discuss tonight. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm not going to start the show until we got at least 300 people on there. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not going to answer questions if I see a question, um, on that. I'm just going to do the show the best of my ability. I'm going to try to put some happiness and joy and just have some fun tonight and and just move on. So as we start the show, happy Christmas Eve to everyone. We are counting the hours down now. It is 10 minutes after 7 my time. So East Coast, 10 minutes after 8. Santa Claus is in his sleigh now and he's rocking and rolling, kids. So, Jimmy, what are you looking for Christmas? What is that one gift that you want for Christmas? I know what it is, but we just can't get that for you because but she will be with you. What is it? What is it special? That your little baby sister, who's what, 2 or 3 years old now, she should be excited that trees up, grandpa's there, your older brother and your sister and you. This should be an amazing time for you. And I just hope you do what you need to do for your mom, for your mommy, to make it a great Christmas because you know when you hurt, she hurts. And she's did her time. It's time for her to just enjoy heaven, looking down, making sure you guys are all safe. Patriot 11, I know you're probably looking something for a horse or maybe just to spend, maybe go out and spend a little time at Christmas in the warmth, of with your grandma and grandpa. Boy, that'd be a great Christmas present. And if you don't get to go on Christmas Day, maybe sometime during the Christmas shutdown. And as I'm talking about the Christmas shutdown, I did get notification about my question that when you homeschool, you keep in touch with the school and you see what holidays they get off, what days they get out early, and what they get on Christmas break, and another vacation times that they get. So thank you for that. I really appreciated that message, and I really am thankful. And as me and Ron got talking, when we used to do the journals in Essex, when we used to do them there was a young boy that got homeschooled. And to be honest with you, it's been 10 years, and I had really forgot about it. But it's always nice to know. And Patriot Karate Kid and Wyatt Earp, what are you looking for? You know, are you still doing karate? And I'd like to, why I really don't even know. I just give you the nickname Patriot Wyatt Earp, but I don't even know if you like cowboys. I don't even know what you're into in that. I really wish mom would let me know more about you guys in the same way with our princess, our queen. I know Grandma Jan is probably gonna, maybe you need a new ball glove or a new bat. My goodness gracious. My grandson told me $300 for the bat or $400 for the bat. Man, whatever happened to a wooden bat? And if you broke it, you took little nails and you nailed it back together. Now everything has to be them aluminum, and they're just getting out of control. And every young kid that plays little league, your goal, if you play little league and you love it like I love baseball, my goal is to play in the major leagues. So why do I want to use a bat that when I get to the major leagues I can't use, and I got to teach myself to hit all over? But maybe you just want grandma to buy you some lipstick or something this time, some perfume, and you're going to be elegant, our elegant princess, our queen. Hunter, what is it you're looking for? The same as Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. You know, what is it all you kids are looking for? Me, I'm just looking for Santa Claus to leave me anything. I'm not particular. Maybe he'll leave me a beer or two so we can celebrate when the Bears beat the 49ers this weekend, you know. But little Leona and little Elan, you're at an age right now that right now them trees are lit up. You're looking at them. You're probably getting yelled at 10 times a day to get out of that tree. But you can't because them lights, they just pull you towards that tree. And you got to see, you got to get up close. Or you see the presents start to go under the tree and you want to know what's in it. Well, make sure you open mom and dad's. Don't open yours because that needs to be a surprise when you get them. Patriot super gymnast. I spent time with her. Patriot 7, spent time with her, and Patriot little monkey. They was all over there today, and we had lunch together. And yes, they loved the uh the burgers and the french fries, but I think what they loved most was just being with family, being with their two cousins, Patriot small Hank and Patriot Kira, and they had a blast. They had a pool table there, they had a little arcade game there, and Grandpa Hank, I just took all kind of quarters and let him play. Well, then I found out the one machine has to have dollar bills, so I went up and I got 10 to $1 bills. And the little monkey kept coming up saying, Grandpa, I need another dollar. But she went over and she played, and you could just see they was so disappointed when it was time to go because my son Brandon and his wife Mandy, they had to leave a little bit before because they do some celebrating with her family tonight. They was having a big dinner, and you could just see the excitement. These 5 kids having a blast, just playing pool and just enjoying. Hey, I want some more French fries, or I want, it was just something that, I wish everybody could just get something where they can do that. And I know what I'm about to talk to, but I'm not going to mention it here to the kids. I will be getting into something about starting traditions, but not in a kids segment. And kids, just know by the time you get up in the morning, it's going to be Christmas morning. Make every morning Christmas. Why can't we have everyday Christmas Day? We don't have to get this present and that present. We can just make it for the love of it. Me and Ron, we were talking, and we got a pretty nice tree. We had a pretty nice tree here at Ron's house, and it was funny because it's artificial because I just got to the point I couldn't put a real one up every year by myself and decorate it and stuff like that. And this tree, I mean, I love it. And it was a 400 and some dollar tree. And I went into Wally World one day. This was 2 months, 2.5 months after. And I said, I'll go over to the Christmas aisle. They still had a few things. I'm going to see. Maybe I'll get lucky and they have a tree. And they had one tree left. And I looked up the manager and I said, how much you want for this tree? It was a $400 tree, a little more with tax and everything. It probably been closer to $450. And the manager come over and said, "You want it?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I like it." I said, "Does it really look like it does there on the box?" He said, "No, it actually looks better. We sold a lot of them, but we just didn't sell. This is the last tree we got. We want to close this aisle up." And I said, "Okay." I says, "Well, how much do you want for it?" And he goes, "I don't know, $50 maybe." And I go, I ain't got $50. I'm a senior citizen. He said, "Would you give me 25?" Uh, See, man, I got him going downwards, right? So I'm thinking, well, maybe I can hold on and get it for 10. I said, well, and he said, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you a deal you can't refuse. $25 and I'll give you a $25 Walmart gift certificate." And I said, "Well, can I use it for the tree?" He said, "Nope, because you got to go buy yourself something." And I talked to him about my brother, and he said, "You got to go buy something for you guys." So it cost me $25 plus tax, but I got a $25 certificate. And I'm telling you, my son was telling me he was looking about him the other day at the beginning of the Christmas season. He was looking about, he says, the ones that he liked, the cheapest one he could find was like $700. Well, $700 to my son is nothing. It's like $20 to us. But we do have a nice tree at my house, but I like this one here better. Plus the fact that it only cost me tax money for it. So that kind of takes care of the kids for tonight. I didn't go into a lot of detail. I just hope that there's plenty of presents, or there's the right present, or just remember, even if you don't get what you want, you got what they could get you, and love every gift you get. You know, 'cause Santa Claus is coming to town. But just enjoy it, kids, because I'm 71 years old and I still love Christmas. I don't care so much about getting the gifts anymore. And at my age, going out and buying gifts for all the family, I don't care so much for that. But boy, tomorrow I'm going to sit and watch two little kids in my house, one a 3-year old and one an 8-year old. And I'm going to watch them get Christmas presents. And then I'm going to go over to my daughter's house and watch three more. And that's what it's about to me. It's about the kids. And maybe you won't get everything you want, but just remember, better times are coming. Good times are coming. Who knows what I'm about to share tonight? Maybe before the end of the month, you might have another Christmas or tree still up. Let's leave the tree up and let's celebrate Christmas the same time that they do in the Ukraine and Russia. You never know. Maybe we'll have Christmas morning as every morning all day long. But just enjoy. Merry Christmas to every one of my kids on here tonight and all the kids around the world. And know that good times are coming. And just enjoy it and enjoy it and enjoy it. You know. So that concludes tonight's version of the kids show. Kids, remember this show is not made for you, but you can watch it under the discretion of your parents, grandparents, or legal guardians. The music we played tonight, I have no legal rights to. We use it for entertainment purposes only. And, we hope we don't get in any trouble. It's just become kind of a theme song. And Christmas Eve, 2025. As we said here, John, Jana, Bill, Papa G, Soretta, Joe Phillips. Joe, you ain't been on for a while, have you? John Holiday,
Saw
Robert's on.
Tubman's gonna be on.
None you Biswax. That's the person's name, Ron. I wasn't telling you that. But as we said here tonight as a family, as a group, and we reflect back on last year, the one thing I reflect back on so much, because it seems like it started in the year 2016. And I reflect back to the year 2016, and I remember a certain man telling us, this is going to be or 2017, whatever, this is going to be your greatest Christmas ever. Everybody's going to have a Christmas. And this same man, over the last 8 years, 9 years, has been saying the same thing. And I'm sure that if you're at Mar-a-Lago tomorrow, if you was able to get an invitation there, I'm sure it's going to be a great thing. I'm sure his granddaughter and his son and his wife and him and all the people that he'll invite in there, because he can't just have a party. He has to have a party. And I'm sure they're all going to. And I'm not going to get down on this man because I believe in him. But he promised us. He promised us this was going to be the Christmas we would never forget. Over and over and over again, he promised us. And I don't care. Every Christmas is a Christmas I don't ever forget. I have grandkids. I have kids, and I still enjoy buying gifts for my kids, even though one of them is 39 and one of them is 41. I don't care about that. And trying to get something for them that they're not going to know what it is. What did Santa Claus bring you, Brandon? And I think of this. But what bothers me the most, and there's people in this group that will relate to this because they know they're living it. You get all this Doge money, you get all this other money, you get all this tariff money. Why are we bringing in trillions upon trillions of dollars? And I heard him say the other day, well, I'm going to give everybody some money so they can have a special Christmas. And we can get the homeless off the street and they can be in a nice warm room or a house or someplace where they're not cold and they can enjoy Christmas and have a Christmas dinner like everyone. and he fumbled the ball. He didn't get it done. So I hope that he has trouble sleeping tonight and tomorrow night, knowing that there's people in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. I hope he has trouble sleeping, knowing he did not get it done. Now, is he going to get it done? Yes, but not for Christmas.
Unless you go by the Ukrainian Christmas.
Unless, as Ron says, you go by the Ukraine system. Now I know there's someone that used to follow us, used to never miss a show. Patriot Savior. She doesn't come on hardly at all anymore, if ever. And that's okay. She had to do her thing. She still sends things to me. She still supports us, but for some reason she doesn't watch the shows anymore. But this is a lady that goes out of her way to get things. She's constantly 2:30, 3 o'clock at night up getting things. But she's got in this same thing that her family, and not just her family, but so many people here, maybe Papa G's family, maybe Nunu Biswack's family, maybe Joe Phillips' family. We've all went through this same thing. I'm going to share some things with you about Restored Republic in a few minutes. But I'm going to tell you one thing when I was listening to it today that really got me excited. It really got me excited.
Judy's live show.
Right now, this is Judy's last show. Judy does not say last show for the rest of the year. And then she goes on to explain. The guy reads it, and this is what she said. When she started the Restored Republic, she started it for the revaluation of the currency. And he's the man, when he says it, he says, I started this for the revaluation. Job complete. Job complete, or on the brink of completion. Now, I'm not going to be Bruce. I'm not going to be Charlie Ward. I'm not going to be these people that have all the great people telling me exactly what's going on. I'm going to tell them I got the better people in you, in Ron, in Savior, in Diane, in Myrna, all of you people who come together to make me look like I know what I'm doing. And that's a hard job to do. But I am aggravated at the hat because he didn't get the job done. And someone says, well, what would you do if he call you? I tell him the same thing I'm saying now. Because see, what people have to understand, doesn't matter if he's the president of the United States or not. It doesn't matter if he has visions of seeing himself up on Mount Rushmore. It doesn't matter to me a bit. What matters to me is he lied to our people. He did not get it done. Plus, he is a man. Would you agree, John? Would you agree, Bill Woods? He's just a man. John and Bill Woods, I'd be willing to bet you any amount of money that you want to bet that he does the same thing we do. When he puts his pants on, he puts one leg in, pulls them up, and then puts the other leg in. He ain't no special there. He puts his pants on the same way as we do. Unless he has someone put them on for him.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing, what I just said. Unless he's got someone putting them on for him. Because just as I'm getting ready to say it, old Ron's over there starting to laugh. And I knew what he was going to say. And I said, and he goes, yeah. But what I'm saying is, by no means what I'm saying here tonight, guys, by no means am I wanting you guys to think I'm upset with him, that I'm mad at him. I'm hurt and I'm disappointed because there's people sleeping on the street tonight. That's why I'm mad. I don't care if I got the money. Would I have liked it? Yeah. But let me ask you this question. How can we go out and get trillions of dollars from Doge? How can we go out and this St. Germain 150 and 24 zeros behind it? What is centillion or something? And we get all that money. and he couldn't afford to give us a couple of $1,000. And when he said, I'm going to do it, I'm going to tell you another thing. I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet he didn't even give the military their 1,776 because see what he was saying, talking in code. We're all the military. If you live in the United States and you're an adult, you're considered the military in what he was saying there. And I know I didn't get anything, and I know Ron didn't get anything. And Janet, none of you bizwax, did any of you guys get anything? One voice, did you?
Maybe the mail's traveling slowly again.
Yeah, maybe what it is Ron saying we might be delivering the mail by Pony Express now. Who knows? And I'm not going to keep beating this horse to death because it is what it is, and we can talk until the whatever comes home. But it doesn't matter. But he deserves to get on TV today or tomorrow and apologize to the American people. The American people that wear his hats, that say, make America great again. The American people who's supporting him and backing him. The American people who got him elected. The American people who's sleeping on the streets. He needs to apologize to these people. What? Yeah, as Ron says, the American people who have their eyes open, the American people that having their eyes open will open other people's eyes because I'm going over today to this place to have lunch. And as I'm going, I'm having my talk with God. And I made the statement to him. I still have them hats. Ron and me have them hats. I told you so. I'm going to wear one of them, not in the way that when we had them made up, these people wanted us to do it, but just how many people, Bill Woods, Janet, let's see, John, Ian Bell, how many people do you think is sick and tired of being sick and tired? When they say, well, he can't tell us exactly when. No one's asking him to. But the question I really wanted to ask when I just asked you for, how many people do you think is going to come up to you and say, why didn't you tell me that? Today over in that little restaurant, I'm standing there and my daughter said, we don't have to worry any about money after tonight or this week, whenever. I said, what do you mean? I guess there's a Powerball or something in Illinois that's $1.7 billion. I said, wow, $1.7 billion. And you bought what?
One ticket.
I bought 5. And her husband said, I bought 5. I said, that $10, you could have went and got 10 $1 million Venezuelan $1 million notes. What's that going to do us? Well, I said, well, if it comes in, them 10 $1 million notes could make you anywhere from $10 million to 40 or 50, 60 million, maybe 100 million.
Yeah.
And Ron says, Bruce says the price on them is really good. And they also mentioned that on the Restored Republic that the price is up on them. So what I'm saying is, see, guys, the currency that me and Ron have, our brother Russ, that he doesn't even know we have because he only went in on one of them. But the currency we have, we deserve to have it because we give up so much. We give up going out to eat. We give up going out to drink. We give up doing a lot of different things. And we found we had a little money left. But a little money doesn't matter. But a little money every month matters. And you buy a little bit every month. Talking to Mary Ann, XRP is down. And she says, man, I wish I had a little more money to buy a little more XRP. And I said, yeah, I do too. But you know what the whole thing is? I don't need any more. I almost bought some currency the other night. I had the order made out. I was going to buy some more Zim, and I thought, huh, I don't need no more. So I didn't waste my money. So I'm going to get my phone here and I'm going to read a few things, move forward. I'm going to start off with the Restored Republic tonight and read some other things. Restored Republic via the GCR update as of Wednesday. Oh, this is compiled the 24th of December by Judy Byington. Gold backed currency now live worldwide in the greatest wealth transfer in the history of S blank 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 and worshiping. Cabal doesn't like losing their money source. Trust the plan. A Wondrous Christmas is a song that they were going to sing. Judy note, I'm going to take a break and celebrate the holidays with my family. So this will be my last update until after the holidays, or perhaps even further. We'll wait and see what is needed in terms of broadcasting the truth. One of the reasons I made this decision was that a little news about the RV, EBS, and 10 Days of Darkness was being let out. It needs to be a surprise for a lot of reasons, although we do know that the world will be changing over to the new financial system on Thursday, 1 January 2026. By that new year, Thursday, 1 January 2026, the Starlink satellite system would have likely taken over the fake mass media and the broadcasting real news instead of opinion pieces on limited subjects like they do now. With global currency reset in place across the world, plus the Restored Republic announced there would likely no longer be a need for my services as is. After all, for the past 12 years, my daily updates was known as Restored Republic via the global currency reset. Now I can say mission accomplished. Kind of eradication of the world's evil has actually only just begun. The HATS Global Military Alliance has rescued millions of children, but there are still little ones suffering under the power of these local satanic COVENS. They may even live next door to you. Together, we need to find and rescue them all. We'll wait for instructions from the HAT Military Alliance on exactly how to do that. It's going to take a joint effort of every patriot worldwide. So this is not goodbye. It's the close of a chapter so we can go on to the next. You see, this war, good against evil, has always been about the innocent children. It's amazing how much of true reality has been withheld from us on this point. I published the following articles over 6 years ago, and yet some of the information has yet to be revealed to the public. Friday, 8 March 2019, Vatican no longer blackmails world leaders, though do child, you know what, Judy Byington, as published in the news. On other matters, the global currency reset has fully activated within the quantum financial system, QFS, the gold backed currencies live and the greatest wealth transfer in history commencing imminently. Trillions reclaimed from cabal control flow to the people with notifications, exchanges, and payouts ready to begin as redemption centers prepare for appointments. This divine redistribution ends engineered strictly restoring prosperity as promised in the scriptures. Big N, Big G implementations bring complete debt forgiveness, erasing mortgages, loans, credit cards, and all forms of financial bondage while dissolving the old central banking system. A new fair tax structure emerges with restitution funds and abundant packages, ushering in a new era where homes, vehicles, and essentials are affordable for all under God's bountiful grace. Special bed stands ready for control rollout from secure bases, offering miraculously healing for injuries, vaccines, damage, and chronic conditions, prioritizing the rescued children and those long afflicted. As darkness gives way to light, these heavenly technologies uh, herald physical renewal and the dawn of the golden age of the health and freedom. This particular week will be one to remember as the storm reaches its climax, with a global military executing mass arrest of deep state elites, corrupt officials, and those tied to international children, you know what, networks. High profile figures from Hollywood and beyond now face tribunals at secure locations while brave forces rescue hundreds of thousands of missing and exploited children from underground bases and borders. Operation controlled by dark entities, these innocent souls will be brought to healing, making the end of the satanic rituals and exploitation that have plagued humanity. Yes. A worldwide blackout is necessary as Disclosure Day approaches, with the emergency broadcast system EBS poised for activation in the coming hours or days. 10 days of darkness will follow, imposing temporary communication silence to allow uninterrupted broadcast of truth, exposing election fraud, elite crimes, and the restored republic while shielding the public from interference. Martial law will ensure safety, with military providing essentials during this sacred transition from dark to light. Pray for the rescued children, the Patriots' harm's way, and for God, hand the guide this final exposed of evil. Prepare your homes with supplies, remain calm in faith, and trust in the victory over the cabal is assured through heavenly justice. Possible timing. On March 22, 2025, Federal Reserve, that Rothschild controlled debt slavery machine, went officially bankrupt and obsolete, exposed as the greatest fraud in history. Wednesday, 24th December to Friday, 26th December, federal operations closed in a 5-day reset. Thursday, 1 January 2026, started the fiscal year for the new gold asset backed global financial system in 209 countries. Tuesday, 20 January 2026, the internet dies, phones go EBS only. What we think we know as of Wednesday, 24 December. Tuesday 20, okay, no. Tuesday 23rd December, end of City of London rule over taxpayer dollars. Tuesday 23rd, 2025. The global currency reset is more than whispers, it's a storm brewing in the corridors of power. Q phones are at the center, preloaded with stellar wallets to connect directly to the quantum financial system, QFS. Imagine real time global transactions without bank fees or delays. This is financial freedom on a cosmic scale. Big N, Big G, QFS on Telegram. Tuesday, 23 December 2025, the big call. Bruce, I'm not going to read that because I'm going to read Bruce's big call that we have. So that tells us a lot here. Here's something that Ron said might be good to read tonight. This is from Jesus is King. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. Don't continue silence when inactivity, when things go quiet. That's usually when the most important work is being done. Preparation and alignment away from the noise and distractions. The biggest moves never need an announcement. If you know, you know, from SB. My recent silence, my recent silence should tell you everything you need to know. Things are happening quietly, powerfully, and exactly as they should. If you need reassurance, go back and read some of my posts from way back in the day. You'll see it clearly. Nothing has changed. The message is the same. The direction is the same. The truth is the same. Silence doesn't mean inactivity, it means preparation, it means alignment, it means timing. Now, and as we move forward, stay grounded, stay faithful, and trust that what's unfolding is bigger than what we can see in the moment. God bless each and every one of you. As Tiny Tim says, God bless us all. I hope I can find that show tonight. This is for Bruce. Hello, chosen ones. I apologize for the late Bruce call notes. Had a family situation I had to attend. Bruce, 12/23/2025. We were in a window that just expired at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It started at 6 a.m. last Sunday and was to go until 9 p.m. tonight, Tuesday. This was a window of opportunity, according to one of our Redemption Center leaders, who said that the email he got from the Treasury and then Wells Fargo and then to him and all the Redemption Center leaders were putting this window into play. And it closed at 9 p.m. tonight. A new window opened at 9 p.m. tonight at the start of the big call that goes until January 3rd. We can go anytime between tonight and January 3rd. The reason for the push, there are still 17 countries that have not asset backed with currency, and they have until Saturday to be asset backed, or they will be out of the loop. They will not be able to get on QFS, and they will not have the big G, and they will not have the big G. This pushed us to another window. The good news is that we did receive info today that said that the redemption centers and banks will have new rates on the screens locked in by Friday evening at 6 p.m. Based on the info of the leaders of the redemption centers, it could be a weekend start on the Forex Sunday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on Monday morning, we did have verification of those rates being on the Forex, and Iraq did have an international rate. President the Hat worked out a great contract rate. Venezuela used to be a wonderful economic power. The latest regime with Maduro, we hope, is on the way out, and the new woman who is to be president soon. A lot of cleanup. Special beds are out and haven't been out about 50,000 special bed centers and several thousand hospitals with up to 2 to 4 special beds per hospital in the USA. They are going, they are being used for military trafficking children. Our team has witnessed 7 accounts on this in person, watching the healing take place. The date for the special beds for Zim holders will be with dire need begins January 2nd. The public is to start in mid-January, and the date could be pushed, but we must start our exchanges. And when we are in the redemption centers, tell them your dire need and they will enter your name into the computer. Bruce will do a big call on Christmas night. They will they will do role playing on calling redemption centers for appointments. A rack parted yesterday for a new rate. Bruce wishes all a good Christmas and is disappointed it is not before Christmas and will be happy for it for by the new year. So Bruce had some good information there. Um, there's also a question going around: do silver and gold affect the RV? Totally fair question. The short answer: no. Silver isn't a trigger for the RV. What we're seeing in silver and gold right now is about global positioning, not a switch being flipped. Central banks, institutions, and large players are hedging against the dollar risk, geopolitical tension, and long term confidence issues in the current system. That creates background pressure for sure, but it's not the driver. The RV/exchange process isn't market driven, it's administrative and operational. It hinges on banking readiness, liquidity, sequencing, sovereign and institutional settlements, and controlled access through appointments, not open market trading or Forex movement, which is why what we're seeing pre Forex matters. So when metals move like this, it's better read as confirmation that the old system is under stress and that the RV has suddenly gone live. Think of it like watching the weather while waiting for a scheduled flight. The weather matters, but it doesn't decide the takeoff time. That's why I stay focused on positioning and timing so we don't get lost in the moment. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it for tonight. I want to thank everyone who contributed to the show. I want to thank everyone who's come to the show. Um, we will do a show Friday night, same time. I don't plan anything special, but we will do a show. If Bruce has some really good news, I may do a recorded show and send it out, or I may do a 10 or 15-minute show tomorrow night after Bruce, which is going to be tough because uh, Bruce needs to come on earlier. He really does. But I see Papa G here and John Kennedy 3458. Good to see you, John. You haven't been on in a long time. See you on Facebook all the time. You know, Janet's my trusty one tonight. Janet, I actually thought Ella was going to come on and say hi to you tonight, but they probably got busy. But for all of you that's come out, for all of you that still follow me and believe in Ron and myself and believe in patriotism and believe in the movement, I want to thank you. Everyone here and every one of your family members, I want to wish from me and Ron a Merry, Merry Christmas. And we will see you Friday night, if not before. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good night.